Autobots, roll out!
Hello and welcome to That's Just Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Adventure TAV 21 Optimus Prime, and I love this toy. Now, if you're not aware, Transformers Adventure is the Japanese version of the Robots in Disguise cartoon that we are currently watching here in the States. Over there it's called Transformers Adventure, but oddly enough, Optimus Prime is still called Optimus Prime and not Convoy. This figure was released in July of 2015. He's brand new, and he's starting to hit online retailers right now as of the time of this recording. Now, I'm not sure what the regular retail for this price is. I did pick him up on an online retailer, so I paid approximately $60 for it. I don't know if that's the regular going price overseas, and I don't know if we're going to be getting a U.S. version of this over here in the States. It's approximately a leader class figure. I was actually expecting kind of like a Voyager. I was pleasantly surprised to see that it's a more of a leader class size. So I would expect something like this to come out in the States for about $40. If it gets a U.S. release, we will see. Taking a quick look at the box. The box is huge, and I actually am having a really hard time fitting it all in the box. But as you can see, Prime does come packaged in his robot form. There's a whole bunch of weapons that are outlined back around the sides here, behind this cardboard part, so you can't see them, except for the axis poking out right there. But you can see Prime in the window right there in his robot form. He looks fantastic. He's got a picture over here showing off his electronics. It's got the number 200. Now he's showing off some lights. I'm gonna guess that this means, this is just me guessing. If you know, please go down in the comments and let me know. But I'm gonna guess that this means he's got like 200 sayings or something like that, or phrases or sound effects or something, because I pressed this button over and over and over. I spent a good while just pressing that button, and I kept hearing something different every other time. So I have no idea. I couldn't tell you how many phrases he actually has, but if I had to guess, I'm going to guess it's somewhere around that. We've got the classic, what is now becoming the classic white background with the red lettering for Transformers. Down here we see Prime in his vehicle mode, TAV 21 Optimus Prime, and the 30th anniversary logo down here on the bottom corner. Up here at the top, we just have some artwork of Prime and some more Japanese writing there. Around the bottom is the same thing, but with a black background. Over on the sides here, we can see some of the features for Optimus Prime. We actually have again, showing off the lights and sounds on the top of the box right here. Then here we have a picture of Prime in both his robot, his vehicle mode. We've got a picture showing us some of the features that we're going to see later with the weapons. And then it's also showing us, this is pretty cool, that you can actually load up a regular size the deluxe class or warrior class Bumblebee right here in his vehicle mode. Now, I've only tried it with Bumblebee. I haven't tried it with any of the other cars yet. I will at some point, but for the purpose of this review, I've got Bumblebee with me, so we'll be checking this out later. And then you see a little bit of a kind of like a battle mode here, where the trailer's opened up and some of the weapons are mounted on there, and you can see Bumblebee and what's her name riding right there. I'm sorry, I just had a blank there just a second, and I couldn't think of her name there a second ago. But you can see them riding right there in the trailer, and what seems to be kind of like a battle mode, which is pretty cool. Over on the other side, we just have like a quick animation, kind of like G1 used to do, where they showed you a picture of the vehicle, then kind of like an exploded, transforming picture in the middle, and then the robot mode. And then some artwork down here at the bottom. And then looking at the back of the packaging, we've got the scan codes for the game if you're playing the phone game. Now, I haven't tried this on our American version of the scan code game. I don't know if it's going to work, and I'll tell you why. He actually has 2 scan codes, and we'll be looking at those here when we get to the robot mode. But the little dial that goes around the outside of the Autobot logo is in different colors. And typically with the U.S. figures, we've seen all those little lines are all red. These have different colors, so I don't know if this is something that's going to work on the game here in the U.S. So that's something that I need to check that out. Again, lights and sounds. It's showing us the feature where you can rotate the Autobot logo to show off the 2 different scan codes. Showing us the weapons one more time. Robot and vehicle. Epic picture. Again, loading Bumblebee and the Autobots riding on the back there. Tiny Type and Sad Pac-Man. So, with that, why don't we get Mr. Optimus here out of the package and check him out. And here we have Optimus out of the package and in his truck mode, and he looks awesome. Real quick, before we get into the vehicle mode, we'll set him aside and we'll look at some of the stuff that he came with in the package. So he's got this cool little poster that he came with. We'll set the camera up just a little bit. So he came with this cool little, kind of like a promo poster, which shows, again, more pictures of Prime in both his robot and his vehicle mode. And then around the back, cool little animation up top, and then pictures of, I really love this. This is something that was common back in the 80s with toys here in the US. You don't see this a lot anymore, and it's just pretty much all the pictures of the other figures that are available in the line, which I think is really, really cool. We've also got this little card here with, I don't really know what this is all about, just blank on one side, and then you've got a scan bar here. I don't know what this is for. And then lastly, we've got his instruction sheet, which is huge. This guy does a lot of stuff, so it's pretty cool. And the transformation on this is really, really cool. So we'll bring Prime back into our shot here. We got him lined up. He looks really cool. He also comes with quite a few weapons. So we've got this cool little blaster right here. It's, I think some of these look a little small for him in robot mode, but they can also be shared with some of the smaller figures, so that's pretty cool. So there you go, there's a little blaster rifle for him. We've also got kind of like this little energy grabbing weapon right here. Not really sure what that's all about. And then we got a couple of swords. We have this thin, kind of like a saber sword right here. And let's see, we can get zoomed in a little bit. There we go. We've also got this larger, more medieval looking sword, which I think is really nice. I really like this one a lot. And then he's also got something that kind of looks like a spear. It kind of looked weird in his hand, but when you're looking at the pictures, it looks kind of like you can use it as a handle for or like the bottom part of the weapon for some of the weapons, which make it look really, really cool. So this guy comes into play quite a bit. And then also we've got a handle right here. Now I know you're probably thinking that the handles on these guys all look very short, and that's true, but there is a reason for that, and we're going to get into that when we get to the robot mode. So here in truck mode, you can see Optimus is this new futuristic kind of truck that we've come to see in the new Robots in Disguise cartoon, and as is accurate in the show itself, he does have black wheels, but they did paint that little blue ring that they have around them, so that's pretty nice. I like that they did that. I know that typically, I say this a lot, I'm typically not a fan of my Primes having black wheels. I like them having their silver wheels, but if it's show accurate, and this is, then I'm okay with it. So that looks okay. Here in vehicle mode, he's approximately 12 inches long and about 3.5 inches tall. He is pretty big. Again, he is about a liter class figure. He's got a great size to him. He rolls really, really nice, as you can see. And he's just packed with details, and he's not lacking in the paint department either. He looks really, really nice. Just taking a look at him around the front, you can see the grill there. You can see all the headlights that are painted in. You can see the windshields and the side windows all painted in. Everything is painted in. Really nice. He looks really, really cool. The smokestacks here and all these gray parts, they are gray. They're not silver. It would be nice if they were silver to match this top part of the roof here, but that's kind of minor, I think. And then you can see all the detail going around the trailer right there. Nice Autobot symbol on the back. You got yourself a kind of techie detailed back door here. This does open. We'll be taking a look at that in a second. So there you go. There's Prime all the way around. Very, very cool. He rolls very nicely. Taking a look at the top there. You can kind of see where the legs are going to be. So there you go. Very, very awesome. So, like I had mentioned, you can take now here in this mode, the electronics really don't come into play, so you're not going to have any lights and sounds in this mode. That being said, we're going to come around the back here. We're going to open up the back door to the trailer, and I've already positioned Bumblebee inside here. And as you can see, Bumblebee, this is our Warrior class figure that is currently available for retail, and as you can see, a full-size Warrior or Deluxe class Warrior or Deluxe class figure. He can fit in there all the way, and you can close the door. So I haven't tried Strong Arm or Side Stripe or any of the other guys. I really just kind of wanted to do Bumblebee. So there he is. But I think just judging on the size of the car, I think they're all pretty much going to fit in there okay. I don't know if Strong Arm might be a little tall to fit in here. We'll see. So So there's that. Now there's an attack mode, and what you can do with that is you can go up here to the top and you can open the tops of this of the trailer right here, and you can take your deluxe class or your warrior class figure, and you can kind of set him up in here. The way the picture showed in the package, they kind of showed Bumblebee just kind of sitting in here. And I guess we can close up the tail light part right there. So you can kind of set him in there, and we'll give him a... Actually, you know what? Instead of giving him a sword, why don't we give him the rifle right here? And as you can see, the rifle that came with Prime fits just fine in the deluxe class or the warrior class figures hands. And then we'll also give him the grabber here on the other hand right there. So you can kind of do that. And then he's got all these ports up in here inside these panels and up here in the front. So you can take other weapons and you can take these little plugs right here and you can plug these guys up all over the place. You can just kind of come up with your own thing. You can set have a spare sword here for Bumblebee. And let's see, we can take this guy here and kind of pretend that this is a gun. You can just kind of go nuts and just start putting these guys everywhere. You can mount that on the side if you want to. There you go. So you can kind of just go nuts, start plugging weapons all over the place, have the Autobots riding in the trailer, and just kind of have this crazy, kind of like an Action Master, is kind of like the feel that I'm getting for here. So it's kind of like this crazy Action Master-ish attack mode that you can do with this trailer, which I absolutely love. So we'll go ahead and get Bumblebee out of here. And yeah, check it out. He can hold the weapons pretty good. So I like that a lot. I like that he's got all these weapons that you can share with the rest of your... warrior class figures, so that's really, really cool. So we'll close this up and we'll take one last look at Optimus here in his truck mode, and then we'll get into the transformation. Transformation, not horribly difficult, but it is quite a little bit involved. Very fun transformation, very ingenious. I find it very cool, and no cheating. I think no cheating. Very cool. Check this out. We're gonna have to adjust here. This guy is huge. He's gonna get tall. So I'm gonna start right here at the top of the trailer one more time. We're gonna open this guy up, and we're gonna take this this back ramp right here, and we're just gonna fold it in all the way. It's not gonna go down flat. It's gonna stay at an angle, just like that. Take these front parts of the panels right here, and these are also going to split and fold straight up. Just fold them all the way out, just like that. The top front of the truck right here, the front of the cab, and these black pieces, these are going to unsnap from the front of the cab right there. These are going to come back. Take the red pieces right here. You're going to straighten these out. And then these guys are going to come all the way back. And they don't really tab into place. They have these little stoppers right there. It's a little angled stopper right there. And they're going to hit that ramp right there at that angle, and that's going to hold them in place. And then these tabs here and here are going to peg into these ports there, and that is going to hold your legs together and in place. Now take the side panels, these front panels right here on the sides of the trailer. Well, take the top panels, bring them, let's see, no, I was right. So the side panels, you're going to bring these out, and then you're going to fold these guys all the way in, and these guys are just going to come all the way down like that. Same thing on the other side. Bring this panel out, fold this up and over all the way in, and then bring that panel all the way down just like that. And it does peg into place, so that's all set in place there. So come around to the back here. We're going to take the we're going to have to adjust this camera again. This guy is huge, so you'll have to pardon my camera adjustments here. Okay, take the wheels right here on the front of the trailer. These guys are just going to pop out. They are pegged at the side of the shoulders right there, a little port on the inside there. So just bring these guys out, just like so. Go ahead and take the arms that are pegged into the bottom of the trailer and just kind of pull up on these guys, and then just kind of get them up and out of the way for the time being. The back wheels here, they are on a hook right here. So you go ahead and just kind of bring those in, up and over. Bring these guys out. They're on a hinge down here. You're going to bring the wheels in, and there is a little peg right here that's going to go into a port right down there. So peg that in, and then bring the wheels back. And again, you see that port right there. You see this hook right here. That's where that is going to go, just like that. Same thing on this side. Bring that in. Pop it in right there. And the legs are pretty much done. Go ahead and straighten Optimus right here at the waist. Just go ahead and straighten them out like that and turn them around at the waist. We're going to go up here to the top. Can we see the top? We can barely see the top. This guy's so big. He's giving me a hard time trying to show off the transformation here. So, what's going to happen next? We are going to take the front of the truck right here. The grill, we're just going to pull this back, all the way back just like this. And that is going to make the windshield for the truck. You can see the windshield right there. That is going to drop down into his chest just like so, which is very cool. Go ahead and bring his head up and snap that into place. Just like that. The back of the truck is just going to sit back, flat back on his back like so. And then you're going to bring these wheels, and there is a little peg right here and a little port right behind the front wheel there. And you got to kind of line that up and get it pegged into place right there. So there you go. There's that. There's that. We'll bring this up in a minute. So the shoulders, we're going to bring these guys all the way up, and we're going to turn them right here. There's going to be a peg there that's going to peg into that clip there. And then there's a hook right here. There's a little gray hook that's going to peg on the top of the shoulder, just like that. Same thing on this side, just like that. Straighten out the shoulders, bring down the arms, and we're going to bring up the smokestacks on his back, just like that. Finally, we're going to split the legs, and there is Optimus Prime in robot mode. Awesome transformation, very involved, but again, he does a fantastic job of going from a very accurate truck mode into a very accurate robot from the show, and I think he does very little to no cheating. I think he looks fantastic. Here in robot mode, Optimus is approximately 11.5 inches. He's about 11 inches at the top of the head. 11.5 if you want to go to back here to these back wheels here. He's really awesome. I think he looks fantastic. Just going all the way around, so you can see there's very little kibble, very little backpack. He does have the front hood and bumper sitting on his back right there, but I think it's very minimum. I think he can get away with that. Considering how little cheating he did with the rest of his transformation. You can see that the wheels peg into the back right here, so they hide away. Very nice. They form no kibble at all. Not a whole lot of hollowness. He does have a little bit of hollowness up here on his arms. That's due to his weapon gimmick, which we're going to look at in a minute. Now, the legs are hollow. I know a lot of people are probably going to be bothered by this. The inside of the legs are hollow. The front, sides, and backs are not. So I think they're solid enough. But got to show that off because I know a lot of people are not going to like that. So there you go, Optimus in his robot mode. We'll bring him in close, and I'm just going to turn him sideways because he's so big, just so we can get a good look at the head. If we can get him focused, check that out. He looks so good. That head is so good looking. It looks great. I can't gush enough over this figure. Ever since I got it, I have not been able to put this guy down because I just love it. So there he is. As far as articulation goes, let's get him back in focus there. As you saw, the head can rotate side to side. He does have a little bit of up and down. It's not very good. Right there. Just a minute ago, I had him unsnapped, actually. So right there, when the head is snapped, he does go a little bit up and down, but not much. His shoulders have a universal joint, so you can go all the way around on his shoulders, and then you can also go in and out. You do have a rotation right there at the bicep. You've got a nice bend at the elbow. And then you've also got a rotation at the wrist. You got a, but okay, so this is weird. He does have a weapon deployment gimmick. Right now, with the weapons not deployed, you cannot turn his wrists. Once you deploy the weapons, then you can rotate the wrist rather. So we're going to look at that in a minute when we show that off. We have a rotation at the waist, universal joints at the hip. So we got in and out, forward and backward, and these little skirt pieces right here also tilt. Rotation right here at the thigh. We got a good bend at the knee, about a 45 or so. And then the feet down here are also on a double joint, so you have a little bit of tilt forward and backward and side to side. So you can give them some dynamic A stances just like that. So there you go. There's the articulation for Prime. Now let's take a look at the electronics real quick. So there is a switch on the back of Prime right there. So when we turn that guy on, so he said something about Transformers, and he has a light that just blinks right there on his chest. Now, he's got right here on the grill, he's got a little button. So you can press on this button right here. Got some transformation sounds. And there's something about Dinobot right there. Now there's obviously some battle sounds, some crash sounds, some shooting sounds, and there's also truck sounds, which I find odd because you can't really use the electronics in truck mode. So I find that out. Now there's another, like I said earlier, you can just keep pressing that button and you're just going to keep hearing different phrases. I have no idea how many phrases this guy has. He has a ton of them. But there's something interesting here. If you press and hold the button, he's gonna go through kind of like a demo, I think. It's either a demo or it's just like an extended line of phrases that he has. So we'll go through that real quick. So I'm not sure what just happened there, but it kind of sounded like he was going through the roster, calling out all the Autobots, saying that the Decepticons, he mentioned the Decepticons, so my guess is that he went through the roster, he called all the Autobots out by name, said something about the Decepticons are coming, gave the order to transform, and then you heard the transformation sound and then the rolling out sounds. That's my guess. I really don't know. If you know, please, by all means, leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on there. So, very cool. Lots of lights and sounds, but I am going to turn that off for the rest of the review because we don't want that thing going off. So if you look up here at the top of the shoulder, you can see an Autobot symbol right there. And he's also got a little knob. So you can turn this guy right here at the top here, and you can see that it changes from the Autobot symbol to the scan code. Now, I did try to scan these, and it was very, very difficult. I was actually able to scan this first one right here, and I got, again, it took a lot of time, a lot of angling, and a lot of different lightings before it actually took this scan. But I was able to successfully scan this barcode right here, and I got a stealth Bumblebee. I got like a black repaint of Bumblebee on my game. And then this guy right here, I tried and I tried and I tried, and I could not get the scan this code, which is a shame because I'm guessing this is probably the code for this figure in the game, and this gigantic figure in the game would be so cool to have. But what are you gonna do? I was not able to scan them. I tried hard, guys. I really did. So, but I wasn't able to. So now let's get into the weapon gimmick, which is really, really cool. So right here on the arms, you're probably gonna notice that there is a little tab. So what happens is when you press down on that tab, he's got this handle that's tucked away under his forearm. So it's just spring-loaded, and it's being held by that tab right there, which is part of the handle itself. So when you push that in, this guy's going to rotate around and come out onto his arm. So now you have this handle, and it's kind of like a double-sided handle right there. And like I mentioned earlier, you do have a little bit of a rotation. He doesn't have a full 360, but you can see the hinge right in there. So you do have a little bit of rotation at the wrist now that he has the weapon. Before, when this was tucked away, you couldn't do it. But there you go. You got a little bit of rotation. You've got a handle that's hollow on both sides. So what you can do here is you can give him all kinds of different weapons. You can maybe put the gun right there. And, you know, some of these look kind of silly just because of how small they are. And I think this one looks actually the silliest out of all of them. And I'm having a hard time getting it in there because I'm trying to do it through the camera. Let me just look over the camera real quick and do it like this. There we go. That was faster, see? So look at that arm pop back into place. So there you go. So you've got this this little gun, this little actually this rifle on Optimus Prime here. But on this Prime, it kind of looks like a little handgun. So it looks a little silly. I think these weapons look better on some of the smaller figures like Bumblebee right here earlier. When you saw the gun in his hand, it actually looked like a nice looking rifle. So I think that actually looks better like that. So, but some of these look really nice. For example, the axe right here looks really cool, and it looks like the axe that came with the earlier Warrior class figure. So if we pop this guy in right here, I will agree that it does look like the handle is a little short. So that's where this guy come in. Originally, I thought this was maybe like a lance or something like that. So we'll pop this guy out. just so I can show it off. Initially, I was kind of looking at this lance like that, kind of like a lance, and it looks, again, it looks a little short for it to be a lance. So then I tried it on the side peg right here, thinking maybe like a jousting weapon or something like that. And again, that also looks silly because it looks very tiny in his hands. But then I started looking at pictures of him in the box, and I saw that they were showing this guy off pegged into the bottom of this handle here. Now that looks pretty cool, even though he's really not holding it in the best spot. That does look like a cool axe right there that he's holding with a nice long handle. So it does make the weapon look a little more proportionate, and it does look a little nicer that way. It would be nice if he was able to hold it a little lower, but there you go. I think that makes it look a little more proportionate. Same thing if you do maybe change that out and bring in this big broadsword right there. That looks pretty cool. You know, that looks like something he could fight with. So you can, again, you can mix and match these guys around and just kind of come up with your own different weapons, or see, you know, kind of come up with what looks best. Or you can do like what I like to do, which I think looks best, is actually sharing those weapons with the warrior class Autobots. Except maybe that axe. I like the way the axe looks with Prime. Other than that, the rifle and the other swords and stuff like that, they do look pretty good with some of the other Autobots. This sword right here looks really good with Sideswipe, so I think that looks great with him. And again, I thought that rifle looked pretty good for Bumblebee. So since we have Bumblebee here, why don't we go ahead and just put him here just for a size comparison, so you can see what Prime here is going to look like next to your Warrior class figures. Again, I was kind of hoping to have a more of a Voyager class figure with this guy. I really would like to see a Voyager class Optimus Prime to go with my Warrior class figures. This looks very out of scale. It's very big next to Bumblebee. But that's not to take anything away from Prime. I was actually pleasantly surprised to see that he was a leader, more of a leader class size. I love it. I absolutely adore it. I couldn't love this anymore if I tried. I really do. But I'm still going to leave hope out there that we're going to be getting a Voyager class at some point that would look really, really nice on my Prime shelf with my other guys. But in the meantime, I've got this Prime right here. I think he's amazing. The truck mode, one more time, the truck mode is dead on to what we see in the show. The transformation has no cheating. You know, you've got the chest is actually the windshield from the truck, which is something that a lot of people like to complain about. So this guy does no cheating. And you got very little kibble. You just got a little bit of the bumper and the hood right there. And then you get a really nice, accurate to the animation Optimus Prime figure here that's really well articulated. He's got a cool gimmick that doesn't intrude with the playability. So I think this is an amazing figure. This is quite possibly, so far, the ultimate version of Prime for the Transformers Adventures or Robots in Disguise 2015 series that we've gotten so far. This is by far my favorite Prime for this line so far. It looks amazing. So I think with that, that's pretty much going to do it for Transformers Adventure TAV 21 Optimus Prime. Or, you know, Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015. What did you think of this figure, and what would you like to see me review next? Let me know by leaving me a comment. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe and share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time on That's Just Prime.